Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy and today we're going to be making 3 fall decor DIYs using, you guessed it, Dollar Tree items. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and like and share this video. And if you are returning, just know that I appreciate all of you all. So let's get to crafting. DIY number 1 is what I'm calling a pumpkin. I made it a pumpkin. So I have this, it's a little plaque like from Dollar Tree, and then those window clings. And I'm using, I think that is, I didn't mean to use gloss. Beachcomber beige apple barrel, and it's gloss, and I prefer matte, but so I'm just painting this. I end up giving it 2 coats, and I can't wait to use that window cling because I've been waiting forever to get those window clings. And I don't know if any of you all are interested in true crime, but if you are, you should check out Katie Conway. It's Getting Down with Crime, and she really does a lot, and she's given me shout outs on her channel for my crafting channel. So you can find her just by going to typing in Katie Conway. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get this how to get this window cling off. I'm telling you all, the struggle really is real. My brain just doesn't work like it's supposed to. So I cut it out, and then I'm able to peel it off. I'm like, duh. And I put down some, since that is gloss paint, I had to use my gloss Mod Podge. And you just want to smooth it out to get all the air bubbles out. I also want to thank Brenda with Rustic and Lace. She gave me a shout out on her channel, and I really appreciate that because I'm trying to get my channel to grow, and it's been a year, and I've had a lot of health problems, a lot of issues going on, but I am trying to get my channel to grow because I enjoy doing this. Now I'm just dry brushing on some Waverly antique wax. And I had this little scrap piece of wood, and I used that furniture marker in the color mahogany. So now I'm just attaching that. It's just a little scrap piece of wood that my husband had. I'm going to take this dowel because I wanted it to stand straight up. That just wasn't going to happen though. I tried using little blocks and I took those off. So that's just a little scrap piece of dowel that I cut in at an angle, and it's not going to do it either. So I take one of the little square cubes, the little blocks from Dollar Tree, and glue it underneath that just for some added support. That was my husband's hand reaching in there for something. I don't know what he was trying to get. He didn't know I was recording. I have started an Instagram. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm so old. Technology's just gotten away from me. but it was suggested to me that I start an Instagram and a TikTok. I have no clue how to link those things here, and I really didn't know what I was doing. So now I've got that. It's standing up at just a little bit of a tilt, and I don't know what happened to the footage of me making this. I took some just to make a little messy bow. I took that lace ribbon from Dollar Tree, some orange from Dollar Tree, root burlap, and some green burlap from Dollar Tree, and then some just regular burlap, and cut it into strips and just crisscrossed them over, and then put one in the middle, and then you just keep alternating and cutting to the side. And I liked the way that it looked, kind of like that. I didn't want to cut it any shorter. So this is the final product, and I like it. I don't have a tiered tray, so I just have it sitting on the counter. And for DIY number 2, I think this is adorable. If I had a tiered tray, I would definitely put this on it. So I have one of those little wood crates from Dollar Tree and 4 wooden beads that I'm going to use for legs. And that is antique parchment. It is matte. I have some rub-on letters there. So the first thing I'm doing is just gluing these on, these feet or legs onto the little crate. And then I do 2 coats of the antique parchment, and it's apple barrel as well, on the whole crate. If I had a tiered tray, I mean, I'd like to have one, but my husband and my son would throw keys, golf tees, fishing lures, maybe I don't know, fishing, just everything. It wouldn't, 1/2 of our dresser, and it's his. He's claimed it. My husband, it's all this spare change and this and that, and I'm like, that's a mess, but I'm not allowed to touch it. I have to move all that to dust. But so I'm just giving this a coat of that, and then I have these little mini pumpkins that I was finally able to get at the Dollar Tree that I went to, and I'm going to paint some with that Tuscan red, and it's matte. These were hard to paint. They didn't want to take to the paint very well. And I have this sped up. If I didn't, it would be 2 hours long. I'm just very, very slow. But I paint 2 with that, the Tuscan red, and it's apple barrel as well. And I give these 2 coats, and then I paint the other 2 with the parchment, antique parchment. I end up not using those. I'll use them on something else, but I didn't use them here. And now I'm taking the antique wax by Waverly. I think it's Waverly. Yeah. And painting the little feet, and then I wipe it off with a brush. And I use that also to antique or distress the box. And now I have these little sunflowers from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put one on each side, right in the center. And then, oh no. There was a place on the back. If I had have just lifted the back, it would have come anyway. And then I cut out the paper part too. And I'm like, what's up? What? Yep. Sometimes I think, and then I realize there, it's like, oh, I can just lift it up and Okay, so now I'm just rubbing it on. They're just little, they look like leaves, and they're black. And I put one on either side, both sides, and then I do the same thing to the next side, or to the next side, to the back. Yeah. Now I'm using that hula skirt from Dollar Tree to just put, like, make it look like straw or hay. I never knew the difference between straw and hay. It's like, but, and I think I'm going to put that big old sunflower in there, and it was just too much, but I have this pick that came from Walmart. And so I take the sunflower out and I just put the little berries and the leaves. And now I'm taking some of the mini sunflowers and just placing those. I think I'm going to put them all, and then I'm like, no. And then I take the two little Tuscan red pumpkins and a little bit of this bittersweet. That came from Walmart as well. The florals came from Walmart because I can't find any at Dollar Tree. And I think this is just cute. I think it's a cutie patootie. But I just have it sitting out on a shelf too. I need to get one of my shelves on the wall changed out so I can put fall decor. But this is the finished item. And it's simple, but I think it's cute. And this next DIY was requested. I was reminded by a subscriber. I was by Michelle G. that I had mentioned this in an old video from last year that I wanted to make a cornucopia with one of these witch hat frames. Now, I had already started and pretty much got done, and I realized that I had not hit record. So now I'm showing you with another, because I have several of these witch hat frames. I don't know if they have them this year or not. I haven't looked. But I've made different things like Santa hats and stuff like that, scarecrow hats. I'm just taking off the tinsel from this because then I unwound all of that from the other one that I forgot to hit record. But yeah, she asked me in a comment, she was like, did you ever, now I'm cutting off those little nubs. You want to make sure you cut off, I don't show doing all that because the little nubby things on the side, and then you cut the brim off at the bottom. So I have taken a zip tie and attached, I doubled my burlap, folded it over so it would be thick enough and it wouldn't show through. And I'm out of I had to get some just burlap fabric from Walmart because I have another project that I'm going to do using burlap, and I didn't have any more of this on the rows. Well, I do, but it's got lace. So now I just trimmed off that scraggly stuff, or the end, and I hot glue to the back. And now I'm going to take polyfill and stuff it down in there. That's just going to kind of help, fill it up some, plus, and then I take a dowel to help shove it down there. And then to be able, for the florals to stay, and I'm sorry I have this sped up so much, but if I didn't, this video would be very, very, very long, and it was suggested to me that I keep my projects 5 minutes, each one 5 minutes, and that's hard for me to do. So now I got this ribbon from Dollar Tree. I end up not using it because I'm cutting that gold off. I'm not real crazy about that gold, but that's the wire. So it helps it to stay together. And I couldn't figure out how to get this cut out. I lose footage and then I can't figure out how to get, yeah. So I was just going to make an awareness bow and I was going to use this and the green burlap, and I end up just using the green burlap that I got from Dollar Tree. And I just make an awareness bow and tie it with jute and then glue it. And then I've put a little jute hanger through the back. And I think it's pretty. I'm glad. Thank you, Michelle, for reminding me that I was going to do this, because otherwise, well, obviously I forgot because I never got to it last year. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I already have ideas and getting started on what I'm going to do next time. And if I can figure, y'all can find me on Instagram. I don't know how to link it here. I think I'm crafting with Amy68. And on TikTok, I think I'm crafting with Amy68. But I do not know how to link those here. I'm just learning how to share videos, like my videos, Katie Conway's videos, and Melissa with All Things Crafty on YouTube. But I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you'll subscribe, hit the notification bell, and keep an eye out for my next video next Wednesday, or maybe before. Thank you.